Hey guys, so I have a really big dilemma here, and I think you guys probably have already noticed. I don't know what the F happened. I don't know, it just happened. I somehow got the daily challenge on the wrong map, and I beat it, and I didn't realize it, because why would I realize it? And it's just kind of mind-blowing right now that I didn't even think about Castle of Nobility. I didn't even think about the name. I was just kind of playing the daily challenge just to beat it and get it out there for you guys. And guess what? I got totally screwed over. So right now, I mean, you guys are going to watch my strategy of me beating it on the wrong freaking map. The only thing I can think of is that I got on at like 6:05. It half loaded the daily challenges, or the daily challenge, so it stayed on the old map from yesterday's daily challenge, and gave me the new rules. That's really the only thing I can think of that happened. Don't ask me to explain it behind that. I still would not appreciate dislikes. Please don't dislike this video, just because I wanted to show you guys, just to show you how ridiculous this was. I'm not really going to go over the strategy or anything very much. I don't really know what to say very much. I don't even know what to say, guys. I just thought it was pretty funny that this actually happened, but also sad because now I have to redo the daily challenge. It did say I actually beat the daily challenge, even though it was on the wrong map. It gave me the money and everything. I will end up doing the daily challenge again to redo it for you guys for today to get the exact right daily challenge up. And actually show you guys the strategy and all that, but right now I do not have the time. I'm actually working on a lab, and I'm actually working on a lab with one of my friends, so I got to finish that up and do that tonight. And I'm really sorry that I did this to you guys. You know, it really wasn't my fault. I really wasn't expecting this at all. I was like, oh man, this is the easiest daily challenge in a long time. Why would they make this so easy? I can just mask glaive lords. But you know what? I will go over one thing really fast, which I will repeat in the future video, or at least talk about it again. Probably not the exact same words, just because I do this all out of my brain. I don't really write any of this down. Sometimes I leave myself notes and stuff, but most of the time I don't really write anything down. So what I wanted to talk about is somebody actually said, hey, Chris, why don't you talk about some of the things you don't like about Bloons Tower Defense 5, some of the things you would change, or some ways you would make it better, and also talk about some new towers that you would invent. And I'm not going to go over the new towers that I'm going to invent, or that I would invent, which I do have a few ideas, but I don't really think they're like the most fantastic ideas, and I assume that people have probably kind of thought of these before in a little bit different way than I did. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over a couple of ways that I think that they should change the game just a tiny bit. And I'd really appreciate it if you guys didn't totally argue with me and say that's a totally stupid idea. I mean, yeah, I know these aren't like fantastic, super crazy ideas that they should definitely implement right now. I just think that maybe they should give it some thought, and I don't think they're ever going to change it or listen to me. Hey, that's totally fine, no big deal. For the most part, I think Bloons Tower Defense 5 is very, very balanced. Right now, it's probably the best it's ever been. That's why they haven't changed it in a long time. A couple things that I would probably change is the first thing I would do, for sure, is change the targeting. Now, I realize 4 targeting, 4 ways that they can target is not that bad. Some other games don't have targeting at all, and some other games have a lot more targeting, actually. Some games actually have up to like 12 or 13 or even 14 targeting. I think Pokemon Tower Defense had a bunch. And it seems like it wasn't that hard to do, so I just don't really see why Bloons Tower Defense can't do that. Maybe they want to keep it kind of simple. They don't want to get too in-depth with the strategy, but I mean, for me, of course, I want a really intense, in-depth strategy game. So the first thing I would do is probably add a weak button, besides just last. I know they had a weak button in Bloons Tower Defense 4, and I really liked that. I would also probably add a slow button, a fast button, and a camo button. And now you might be saying, well, the camo button might take away from the strategy a little bit. Maybe a little bit, but I also think that it'll actually add to the strategy because you can actually put your ninjas not only on camo, but have them aim camo first. So it'll actually help out with the camo detection just a little bit for those crazy daily challenges where you can really, you really want to pop those camos, but they end up shooting the wrong frickin' thing. So I think adding a targeting strategy to the game would actually help out quite a bit and make it more in-depth strategy-wise and all that. The next thing I would do is probably just, I mean, this is just coming from me, it's personal opinion. You guys probably don't think the same way as me, that's okay. I'd probably nerf just a little bit. I'd probably nerf the Spectre and the Plasma Robo. I think those guys are just a little bit too good. I know they're pretty expensive. But it seems like when you get to late game, what does everybody use? Everybody uses the same 2 towers. They use a Spectre and a Plasma Robo. Nobody really goes with anything different, so why would you do that? You know, it's kind of just taken away from the strategy. I mean, obviously most people will go for the Temple of the Monkey God just because that is so ridiculously fantastic. But other than that, usually what you're going to do is you're going to get Roboplasma as fast as possible. Maybe if they could, they'd probably make a few more other towers that are up there with Plasma Robos Inspectors, and that would lead people to actually build something different. But right now, I think that's pretty much what everybody builds. Everybody builds Plasma Robos for the Moab popping power and then Spectres for the popping power, and I think those guys are just a little bit too overpowered still. And I think one of the most underpowered towers, actually surprisingly, is overall the Buccaneer. I think a lot of people say the Buccaneer, oh yeah, that's a really good tower. But whenever I ask people, like, what do you use the Buccaneer for, or when do you use the Buccaneer, they really don't have a good answer. Water levels, you don't even really need the Buccaneer that much. I guess the only really good thing about the Buccaneer is 4-2 Buccaneer is pretty good, but it's still not even that good. It's not even fantastic. It's just decent, good, and you can use it, and it works. Other than that, not too much, guys. A 0-0 boat, reasonable, but misses a lot. A 0-1 boat is probably a pretty useful boat, but still you're talking almost $1,000 for that amount of popping power, and you can really only use it in certain parts of the map, and overall it's really not going to hit that much because the grape shot's really inaccurate. So, I mean, that being said, I think the boat just in general is really bad. I think the 3-0? The 3-0 or 3-1 boat, I think it can be used, but overall I never use it in a real strategy unless I need to, unless I totally need to. So that's all I really got for you guys on what I would change about the game. I'm sorry again about this daily challenge. I really don't know what to say. Hopefully you guys like my ideas a little bit, and hopefully I'll get that other video up pretty soon. Thank you for watching, and have a fantastic day.